Today's video, where to put jack stands under your C4 Corvette. Hello and welcome to ET Garage. I'm Eugene Tordo, and today's video is going to be about putting jack stands under your C4 Corvette. I don't understand why there's so much confusion about jacking up a C4 Corvette and putting jack stands underneath it. It's a full frame car. Everyone's afraid of going through the fiberglass floor. I will show you what causes that, and or at least in my opinion, and or try and show you, and where I put jacks and how I jack up my C4 Corvette. So let's go over here to the table, and here I have one of my jack stands. Any typical jack stand that you get, the ones at Harbor Freight. Be careful you don't get the older Harbor Freight ones that had defects in them. If you did, I don't know if you can still return them or not. But these are my jack stands. These are just Pittsburgh ones. I modified them and welded the steel plate under here. You don't have to do that. I did that because my garage floor is a disaster and it's uneven. So before we get more into that, let's get back to here. If you never jacked up your C4 Corvette before and you don't know where the jack points are, refer to your owner's manual. And if you don't know where to put your car on a lift, factory service manual will show you. Basically the same place you would put a lift is where I would put where I put the jack stands. We'll get more into that later. I will post a copy of this in the video at the end of the video, so if you want to go to the end of the video and pause and look at it, you can. This part's over with, so as far as I'm concerned, I'll show you how I do it. Now, whether you're using the factory jack or a scissor jack like I'm using, if you use a scissor jack and you're just using the puck, you just have to be careful when you slide it under that you do not hit the fiberglass, go up against the fiberglass floor, and that you don't pinch your brake lines and fuel lines. Driver's side, you have the brake lines, and you also have a line for your evap system, depending on your evap system. And then on the other side, you have the lines for your fuel lines. All you got to do is get down under there and look. You'll see the jack up points. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting this on 2 jack stands. So instead of using the jack point, which is somewhere around here, I will be just doing it along the frame rail where the pinch point is, right about here. And this will help balance the car out better to get both jack stands underneath. I have this homemade aluminum puck. This helps clear the floor and the lines. I could probably machine this down a little bit more, but they do make these. They do make pucks like these that you can buy. They're not too expensive if you're using a floor jack like this. And if you're using a scissor jack, you normally don't have to worry about a puck or anything. One thing you have to be careful to remember is this jack needs to be able to roll back and forth freely. And the reason is, as you jack it up, it needs to be able to roll underneath the car, because as this goes up, this pulls forward. If it doesn't roll under the car, it's going to want to pull the car this way. If you're just using a scissor jack, you just put it under there and jack it up. Just follow the instructions with the whatever scissor jack you use. Let me see. Let me get a light and a different camera angle, and I'll show you a few things under here. All right, hopefully you can see this. Now, my car, if you're not familiar with it, has over 295,000 miles on it. It's pretty beat up underneath. Right here, like here, you can see that little arrow right there, maybe, I hope. And there would be another one right about here. But that's where you would replace your scissor jack or your puck in this case. I use a puck, get it under there. When I put the jack under there, this will be on the jack. If you have the scissor jack, you'll just catch this frame reel. This is the metal frame reel right here. And here would be the fiberglass floor. I have these shields in place. But what happens is people will take like this floor jack and ram it under there. And hit the fiberglass floor and crack it. Or they'll go under here like this, jack it up, and go through the fiberglass floor. That's what you don't want to do. I'm going to get this jacked up, and I actually need to machine this a little bit more apparently. But anyway, I'm going to get this jacked up and get this in the air. I'm actually going to go like right about here. I'm not going to use this jack point because I want to jack up the whole side of the car. So hopefully you can see that, and we'll get this in the air and I'll show you where I put the jacks. All right, hopefully you can see that. I got the jack under here. I'm going to go up, get the jack in there, and jack it up. All right, hopefully you can see this. Here's the frame. This is all solid metal here. Now, a lot of people like to put their jacks there on the frame. There's nothing wrong with that. I like to put it right on the pinch weld. Like that. And this way, this locks, like when you put the car down here, it's locked right in here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah. It'll be locked right in there. Okay. Now, I ain't going to lower it yet because I got to put the rear jack under. Let's go to the rear and we'll look at where I'm putting that. Okay, here we are under the rear of the car. You can see these part of the frame rails right here. And here you can see like the brake lines. This line here is the evap line. These are the brake lines that go to the ABS. And here is a pinch weld on the frame. Slide your jack stand under there. If you can, raise it. Get it under there best you can. There we go. And if you take a good look, you can see, hopefully, how I have it right on the weld. It's not hitting any of the brake lines or anything like that. It's in a nice, good place. So all I got to do now is lower the jack. All right. There it is. Right on the frame, right there in the rear. And we'll go over to the front. And there it is. Locked in place. Not going anywhere. Not anywhere near the fiberglass floor. And now I can go over and jack up the other side if I want. All right. You can see how easy that was to get jack stands under there. Well, I don't like jacking up any car. And I don't like laying on my back under any car. Try and make sure your surface is nice and flat and all that. And if you're on a hill, do not jack your car up. That's all I can recommend. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Put your parking brake on or chock your wheels. Like both wheels on the other side should be chocked. I never do that. I'm going to be honest. I always just do it. It's in gear. It's an automatic, so it's in park. It ain't going nowhere. I should at least have the handbrake on. But basically, I would just repeat on the other side what I just did here, and then you'd have the car up on all 4 jack stands. That's how I do it. Now, if you notice, I've seen these people say this on forums and stuff. Whenever they put their car up on a lift or jack it, they open the hood, open the doors, and remove the target top. Why? I mean, if you're worried that much about your car flexing, don't drive it down a bumpy road. I wouldn't drive this car down any road in Pennsylvania. You know how much this thing, any car, no matter how rigid its frame is moving when you're driving down a bumpy, uneven road, like frosty roads like you have here in the Northeast. I mean, it's flexing and moving a lot. If it can't handle that, don't even worry about putting it up on a lift or jack stands. I mean, and the whole car is going to fall apart. I mean, putting it up on like I did, that's going to least amount of stress this car is ever going to see as far as the frame and suspension and anything else. I've heard like a guy put his 80, I think it was just recently I seen on Facebook forum, the guy's glass cracked on his windshield after he put it up on, he said he did it after he did it on, put it up on jack stands. I can't imagine that causing a crack in the windshield. I ain't saying it doesn't happen, but my guess is the windshield already had a chip in it along the base. of the windshield, because the crack that he was talking about was down here and came up. It probably already had a crack in it, and it just happened to, probably already had a chip in it. It just happened to finish cracking when he was jacking it up. But yeah, I've jacked this up with the hood up in the air. Never had any problem. I never jacked it up with the target top off. At least not that I can remember. When it is up in the air, I have no problem opening and closing the doors. Nothing. If there was flex in the frame, that door would have hung up right now. You know what I'm saying? Just use common sense. Follow the factory service manual if you're not sure. If you don't have one, you can probably find one somewhere on the internet, or refer to your, when it comes to using this factory scissor jack, refer to the owner's manual. If you don't have one, you can look the information up online. Finding information is so easy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad info out there. Like the person that tells you your hood and doors and target top have to be off whenever you put it on a lift. Just agree with them and walk away. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, that's it. It was that simple. I have nothing to do on this car right now. In fact, after I'm done this video, I'm going to put it right back down on the ground. And I've been putting the car cover on it because I'm doing work with concrete and stuff and getting dust all over the place. So anyway, one other tip, like I said, make sure this thing can roll through using this type of jack. When I go to jack it on the other side, if this isn't rolling freely, it's going to want to pull the car this way, and the jack stands are going to want to tilt like that. So that's why you got to be really careful. Make sure you have a good, clean rolling surface. Normally I have like this aluminum plate, or I have a piece of plywood I put under it, because like I said, my garage floor is a disaster. So anyway, I think that's it for this video. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. I hope that was helpful. Hope that clears up things for jacking up your C4. Mine might not be the best example because all the miles, and I do drive it in all sorts of weather and it gets beat up under there. But there it is. Anyway, in the meantime, everybody have a great day and God bless.